It's shocking to me how there are American people and European individuals who go to these countries seemingly believing that they have the same values as the West, and they don't.
They don't believe that.
They just in jail.
They rely on Western self-hatred to avoid responsibility for this. That's what it is. With the World Cup, Westerners can't call out human rights violations in this country because Westerners are supposed to hate themselves for their own so-called human rights violations. And truly, like, the overturning of Roe v. Wade is not even close to the laws you're talking about.
Right.
In fact, our biggest human rights violation, in my opinion, is the fact that we have abortion in this country at all.
Yeah, no,
we
exactly.
kill babies.
John, where do you draw the line when it comes to either respecting the culture or pushing them to change and calling them out for being wrong? How do you navigate this crazy minefield?
That is a very good question. I think that I notice a very disturbing tendency for this like blind American patriotism, George W. Bush style, waving the flag, which I love. I'm a patriot, but I see like this very sad phenomenon now where you've got like middle-aged dads, for example, and they're coming home and they're watching the news, they're in their recliner, and they're hearing a story about how, you know, women are being raped in the Middle East or these terrible things are happening. And then their, you know, son comes in and they're like, okay, Dad, we have to go to the pharmacy to pick up my hormones. And they're just like, be right there, son. And they're like, those Muslims are real savages. How barbaric are they? And it's like, look, rape, murder, abuses of women, this stuff is as old as human history. What is new and what is especially evil is what's going on in this country, which is now you are taking children and you are exploiting them to very evil things. You are doing the most evil thing that could be done to them, which I'm sure we'll get into in the after segment. And that is new. Nowhere else in the world is that happening except the West. And when the West goes and invades other countries, maybe for financial reasons, maybe for oil, ultimately what they're trying to do is introduce things like feminism, introduce things like gender ideology, or even like with our immigration policy, for example. I don't want to live in the Middle East. I don't want to live in Russia. I don't want to live anywhere like that. Terrible countries, but at least those will still be given to their descendants, whereas it is the official policy of Western countries to bring in people from the third world, oftentimes from Muslim countries, to replace the native population of that country. So maybe their countries suck, but at least they'll be able to hand that down to their children, whereas the West can't say the same. So not only do we not have our heritage, we're being taught to hate that, we don't even have our future because our kids aren't going to have the same country that we had. And also, if the kids even are allowed to be children, they're not going to be the
They're getting
gender that
forced
they were supposed to be.
sterilization.
Yeah.